Love, love, until I feel the breath of the Spirit flowing in me.
Hello, welcome to Spirit of Life. My name is Geraldine Lee, your host, and our guest is Natalie Heslop. She's an actress from the musical Mary Magdalene, the Wanton Saint. Yeah, so tell me a little bit about your acting career and a bit of a background of how you started.
Sure. So I had started when I was, you could say, just coming out of my teens to early 20s. But I sort of started accidentally. I had I did a short course with Jasper Bagg as the teacher in the space back then. And it was more of an introductory course, acting to camera, and I thought, well, this will be great to improve my confidence. However, I actually found that I enjoyed it. So I thought, well, I'm just going to put it out there and see whether, I can do this acting thing. And I happened to later on, meet the right people. So I became friends with one guy, Isaac, who was already in an acting agency, and when he heard that I was interested in pursuing acting, he's like, well, perhaps you should see if you can get into the agency that I'm with. And so from there, it just sort of, one thing led to another. I started to get work, but then, life has its own journey sometimes, and unfortunately I couldn't continue. I had to put a pause on my dreams for many years. Eventually, just recently, past several years, I've got back on track, you could say, and have been, just pursuing with zeal. I've pretty much find my foundation with acting has been through the Call of Guadalupe productions.
Wow. And you were before you did some modeling too.
Yes.
Yeah. How do you feel modeling compared to acting for yourself?
Okay. Well, I feel that with modeling, it is an art. So you have to express a mood or emotion, or perhaps feel the designer's creation through what the photographer wants you to convey. However, as an actor, I found it limiting, and also I resented the focus on physicality, appearances, and I do take modelling work when it comes my way, but it's not something I pursue as passionately as I do with acting.
All right.
Yeah.
Fantastic. And do you find that you said that the theatre group Call of Guadalupe really helped to enhance it?
Yes, absolutely. So prior to that, I had some roles with short film and actually one feature film prior to that.
Oh, wow.
However, I responded to an ad online for some of the roles that were in a musical that Call of Guadalupe was having, which was at the time The Amazing Augustine. And I thought, well, I'm going to apply for the lead role. Like, really,
Wow.
I don't think I'm going to get it, but I'm just going to apply. Because I didn't have much theatre or hardly any theatre experience. I did my research, of course, about Amazing Augustine, and I did as much as I could with preparation. Came to the day of audition, and I found that the chemistry between me and everyone involved was just so natural and great. And I had to actually also sing a song. So I chose At Last by Etta James because it's a classic sort of jazz tune, which is not, it's a bit hard to sing, but it's not overly. I felt comfortable with that. Well, despite my doubts, 2 or 3 weeks later, which is by then I thought I hadn't got the role, I received a text message saying, "Congratulations, you got the role of St. Monica and the lead role." And I'm like, oh my God.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, so that was then a journey of 4 to 6 months. And you learn so much as an artist just rehearsing every week, and especially in theatre, which we all find is really the authentic way of acting.
Yes.
And I felt my spirit just really propel, and again my confidence increased. So anything that I did after playing in Amazing Augustine was much easier.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you won an award in film.
Oh my goodness. So fast forward 2-3 years after Amazing Augustine, I was in a short film last year in an Indian Punjabi Sikh film, which it's another story altogether, but I've been in a few Indian Hindi films. Again, unexpected. Most of my life is really unexpected. I was meant to be born a boy, I think, and my mum was a bit disappointed to see it's a girl. Anyway, so back to, so the short film. It's called Nishka Apni Jit Karo.
Oh, wow.
And it's a film with a focus on humanity. Pretty much it was made to raise awareness of drug abuse within the Punjabi Sikh community. Oh. And I played the Australian girlfriend, of course. So my character had to speak a bit of Punjabi and a bit of English. And I was, you could say, the do-gooder in the film. I was the girlfriend to the boyfriend who started to dabble in drugs to increase his sports performance. He was hiding it from his family, and then he confessed to me. And I said, look, it's all in your willpower to turn yourself around. And then he, said to me, well, what is your willpower? And I had to change from being, Christian to Sikh. So that's going off track. But anyway, apparently...
So there's a lot, there's quite a lot of spirituality and morality in it.
The words are beautiful, and amazingly, I won a Best Actress award.
Fantastic.
In the Sikh International Short Film Festival.
Wow.
I totally didn't expect it. I wasn't even really able to go to the festival itself. So
yeah. So that's wonderful. It's a very interesting winning an award.
Yeah, thank you.
On that note, we'll need to go for a break.
Okay.
You've been watching Spirit of Life. We'll be back after the break. Hello, welcome back to Spirit of Life. My name is Geraldine Lee, your host, and our guest is Natalie Heslop. She's an actress in the musical Mary Magdalene. Hello.
Hi again.
Yeah, you were talking about your winning that award in the film. Could you tell us what happened after winning that award?
Sure. So not long after winning that award, I started filming, playing the lead role in an independent feature film called I Portrait, and my character's called Carmen. Again, I can't say too much, but it's going to be something pretty unique. I'm able to bring in some of my own artistic gifts into the film. So I'll just leave it at that. But it's based on a triangle, sort of situation.
Yes.
It's a thriller film, so yeah, I can leave it now at that. And then whilst filming that, because filming went on for about 3 or so months with some of the external shots done first, and then the main scenes were done in the sort of 1 or 2 week block in, I think that was in May, June. So in February, or was it March, April? I've lost track. But around that time, I was fortunate to be pretty much selected to play a role as a diva in a art house film called Joyride. And that was shown in an exhibition. So it's a silent movie. It's completely absurd. It's ridiculous. It's funny. And all I'm doing pretty much in that art house film is smoking a cigar. I've always wanted to smoke a cigarette in a film because I just find that so classic. But I got better. I got a cigar.
You got better, wow. Did you cough? Did you get choked?
I had to go through 3 cigars.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's, dying for your art. I totally did that. So,
wow.
that was great. So then, leading to now, From those few projects, well, I'll just will add. Eye Portrait is directed and written by Nathan Hill. So I have to credit him to that. He's amazing. And also my co-star is called Sienna Stas. Yeah, sorry. Okay, now that's credit is done. And I have to mention that Gurmit Saran directed the Nishka Nijit Karo film.
Right.
Whether
So
you want to
that's all part of your growth.
Yeah, sorry.
That's fantastic.
I do appreciate it when people credit each
Yeah.
other. So now, how I got to Mary Magdalene.
Coming back again to the theatre group.
So, of course, over the few years, I had kept in touch. And, unfortunately, I was just too busy last year being committed to all these Hindi films all of a sudden. And I did have a commercial as well, but don't need to mention that. So I think I received an email from you mentioning to come to Beloved and
The tribute of John Lee.
Tribute of John Lee. So
who wrote Amazing Augustine.
Exactly, yeah. So that's quite fresh. To hear that he has become sick and just really, I was quite upset to hear that. And of course, naturally, I made it a priority to come to his tribute in St. Roch's Church. Came there and listened to everyone's tributes to John, and then I stayed back and wanted to speak to John. He said to me, "Oh, Natalie, you have to play the role of Martha." And I was like, he's holding my hand as he does.
It's like his death wish almost, is it?
Exactly. Like, how can you refuse a diamond's death wish? But I felt it's such a divine thing, and what an honour, that he said to me, he said, this role is meant for you, or something along those lines.
Yes.
I don't want to hype it up too much, but something along those lines. And I was very honoured. He said, look, and then Antonio Relez said to me, look, we've already got someone in that role, but you guys could share. And that's Diana, who's also playing Martha. So I'm like, John Lee, I will definitely have a look at my schedule before I commit to you right now. On the spot. And I had to respect that, John Smith had to also agree, and everyone, the whole team, just because John Lee, the playwright, said, I have to be the Martha, can't just...
Well, he was in a privileged position.
Yeah, so I've always been very fond of John Lee and respect his, his great achievements with art, itself, with painting, is amazing, and so many other achievements he's done. So that's how it came about, and I'm like, I have to do this because I read the script, and it's Martha's life is something I could so relate to in a sense. So, and then the song that I have to sing, well, that I will enjoy to sing, not have to, but it's just, choosing your own fate. It's like, oh my God, that's something that
spoke to you.
Absolutely, it's something that I should have sung at a very early age. It could have set my whole life up differently.
Oh,
and not be a slave to fate,
Yes.
be in charge of your destiny and so forth, which is what really resonated with me about Martha and everything in the whole play. I think it's fantastic.
Yeah, that's wonderful, and it's great you responded to that in spite of the fact that you've been very busy with your career.
Yeah, thank you. As I said, I think you can't go any higher with regards to acting than in a musical or theatre. So if an actor has that opportunity to play in a theatre or musical, they should take it.
Yes, because you're not only acting, you're singing, you're moving, and you're working with a lot of people. It has to demand a lot from you.
Exactly. And then to be able to devote that art to God, it's, again, another honour. So I feel that there's a complete balance in my life with that. So I find that the other side of acting that I do with films, short films or TV, it's very ego, it's very materialistic. So then this musical work that I do, it totally balances it out.
Yeah, that's very inspiring that you should share that. And you are a Christian Orthodox yourself?
Yes, I am. So it's been great also learning about
your faith, deepening it.
Yeah.
Well, that's fantastic. On that note, we'll go for a break.
Okay.
You're watching Spirit of Life. Stay with us and we'll be back after the break.
Blow till I hear much breath of thy spirit blowing in me. Blow, blow till I hear much breath of thy spirit blowing in me.
Welcome back to Spirit of Life. My name is Geraldine Lee, your host, and our guest is Natalie Heslop. She acts in the musical Mary Magdalene, the Wanton Saint. So you were talking about how you've got the role of Martha. Have you done much research about the role of Martha?
Yes, I have, and I've been quite frustrated because there isn't too much. All that we generally know is she's a sister to Mary Magdalene and also the sister to Lazarus. Mm-hmm. But she's also related to Jesus. So she comes from the Magdala family, mm-hmm. and she's a very loyal person. She seems to be a simple person, that she takes joy in looking after the home. I can't imagine she was achieving any big dreams. It's just life was very simple and she was happy with that.
She was a doer, wasn't she?
She was a doer, yeah. She didn't get caught up in scandalous gossip. I guess she had her sister to live vicariously through, perhaps, if she wanted to.
Yes, and she was a bit of a protector, or from what I read of the script.
Yeah. So,
are you enjoying playing her role?
I am, and she has her own lessons, so that's what I'm taking from it. Her lessons are to not just be focusing and complaining about the little things, which is what she brings to light with Jesus, because she says, I am cleaning the house and fussing about the house and keeping everything in order, and Mary Magdalene is just, at your feet and in awe of what you have to say. And Jesus sort of, doesn't tell her off, but says, no, that's what she chose to do, and she actually benefits quite well from. So it's just, things like, so the lesson for me personally is to also not stress about the mundane little things, just to know that sometimes sometimes God has his own will with us, and it sometimes takes time. You just need to
realize that,
to trust and let go.
Get caught up too much in the little things. Is that what you say?
Yes.
Yeah. And so, with knowing more about her, what about your bio? How would you describe yourself, or how would people describe you?
Okay, so I'm a passionate creative. Mm-hmm. I've always been creative. Always. And when I'm creative, I'm at my best. Mm-hmm. If I'm not creative, I'm quite frustrated. So you get the frustrated artist, which is dangerous. I have a cultural hybrid of Slavic and British eccentricity. Uh-huh. My parents so I've got my mum, who is Serbian, and my dad is English. They met in Germany.
Oh, wow.
So actually I can speak some German, but I'm more fluent in Serbian, but not completely fluent. I probably understand more than I can
very
speak.
Interesting.
So look, I have a spiritual and I think a sensual approach to life, and I'd say that's because I'm creative. However, look, I look at life with all its contradictions, and so in a typical Aussie manner, I find absurdity in everyday life. You have to laugh.
That's right. That makes life interesting.
Yeah. Life has so many contradictions.
Yeah. I mean, just you being involved in the musical from going to John Lee's tribute is being spontaneous, being saying yes in the moment, isn't it?
Yes.
And responding. So that's very authentic in itself.
And he himself had a sensual and spiritual approach to life. So that's probably, I felt when I got to know him, as like a kindred spirit that I had found.
Yeah, you had a deep connection.
Yeah.
That's wonderful. And I suppose, tell me more about the process. It's a musical, and what else can you say about the musical?
Oh,
you know?
sure. Look, I love the songs because they're not just songs. You've got to listen to the words. They're really clever, and some of them are really boppy, but some of them are very very deep and meaningful and take you on a journey. We've got Luciana, she's just beautiful, but yet she's also very talented with her acting and a great singer. Then you've got Celine, she's amazing. She's a firecracker, that one. She brings everything to the stage, so she's definitely one to watch out for. You've got Antonio, who, wow, he's
playing Jesus.
a force of power to behold. He's amazing and lifts everyone up. So everyone that's involved puts 100% of themselves into it. John Smith is directing everyone fantastically. Look, it's just a great story, really, and it's something that we should all know about. Well, yes, we know about Jesus Christ, and it's great as well, may I add, that we've got Jesus Christ as a superstar happening, but yet as sort of the paradox, we have Mary Magdalene happening now.
Yes.
So it's great to be coming at that same time as this other great production. So yeah, we've got a female version happening.
Yes.
Because it's all about female power. It's the era of femininity, or whatever you could call it. And then we've got Jesus Christ. But yeah, look, we all know about Jesus Christ, and that's great. We should. But it's time that we know a little bit about Mary Magdalene.
Yeah.
And she isn't who we think she is. That she's multidimensional, like most of us are. And that's what I think this play succeeds in expressing.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to see it. Can you tell us when it's happening? And
Yeah, sure. So everyone head down to the Renaissance Theatre. Keep your eyes glued on www.callofguadalupe.com because it'll be happening from the 4th of October to the 7th of October 2017 this year. And so the website will have all the details.
yeah, that's fantastic. I definitely look forward to. And you got how many do you think it's in the cast? 40 people about?
Oh yes, yeah. It's quite a good reasonable amount of people in the cast. Yeah. It's not a small production. Yeah.
Well, it's been great it's really been great to have you, and you've been so dynamic and so interesting. Wish you all the best in the musical and in your career.
Thank you, Geraldine.
You have been watching Spirit of Life. Tune in next week. Goodbye and God bless you.